do anything you want until you can't.
Well, no, exactly. That's why I'm asking. No, but like I don't want to get a.
Are you from Australia?
I used to.
Do you live in LA all the time?
Oh, Astoria. I did my Astoria, Queens in New York.
Oh, welcome to LA. This is another day. Go get some good food while you're here. They probably will let you now move around a bit. The more.
Well, yesterday I would just ask them in the break.
Yeah, but I would get. Yeah, I would do what you want to do sooner than later. Like right now, if you need to go over there, you can get there. You won't in another 10 minutes.
All in the media company. Careful.
It's probably because of the fight.
Probably. They're just tired of this. It'll get worse. The problem is that pretty quick. Do not be here after dark. And they
it's 10 to 3.
Yeah, well, they'll go after the media here pretty quick.
I know.
Okay.
But I mean, after dark, I'll put on vest and everything.
Okay.
It's just too hot right now.
Oh, totally.
I know I don't look like I'm ready for it right now.
No.
In the evening.
You're fine.
It's like I can't discover it's a mess. Like, I was standing over there and the protesters started shooting like balls or something at the cops. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna shoot back at me right now. This is right next to me.
Yeah.
It's like that is not great position.
Where's Nikki at? Is she close by?
Right here next to
I think we'll be okay here for a minute. I'm going to get up against the wall. But...
more protectors coming. They just unloaded a bunch of water.
Who did? Oh, yeah. Those are Gatorades. Grab some. I want some.
Yeah, say, want me to grab you one?
No. Not enough. Unless you feel it.
Grab water. So
yeah, grab whatever you can.
Beautiful Harley. Beautiful Harley. I like overtime weekend. I got stabbed.
That was the same guy from the other day on the bike with a different dude.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Chad, I'm going to try and pop this for a bit.
Okay.
That's good. We're still alive and everything, right? There we go. Right there's good.
Dropping off water and stuff. Let's go! Mexico! Salvador y Guatemala! ¡Oh, Centroamérica! Salvador y Guatemala! ¡Policías, culeros!
There we go. I got it.
¡Pégame a mí, culero! ¡Bájate, pinche culero! ¡Pégame a mí, güey! ¡Bájate, pinche culero! ¡Hijo de puta! ¡Quiere pegar! ¡Otro canica por meterte, puto!
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck the rubber bullet, fucking turn down! Get that shit Get home.
Use it if you need it for other intended purpose. We're falling back. Yeah, let's go right over here. Here we go. This guy will start shit. It's gonna pop soon. Crown Vic, burn it, baby.
Go home. Go home. Walk out.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, you flipped it around? Gotcha. Oh, there we go. There it is. Alright, these people are let's just keep moving a little bit. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, sure. You got earplugs?
Earplugs.
Oh, that's nice.
Earplugs in the water?
No, I don't need earplugs. I'm cool. I'm good.
I'm already hard of hearing.
Tripod. Yeah, just right in here somewhere. That's cool. That way, we got the stanchions perfect. That way, we got the stanchions right here.
Pero el Sancho le está metiendo la verga. Y ustedes están haciendo overtime. Pinche policía pendejo.
You alright? That's blood? Yeah. Oh, wow. Which way are we going? Is it all? I wonder if that's that lefty thing you were talking about upstairs.
Fuck home. Your wife with a Latino right now. Sucking his neck. Bitch. They're home. Toda la pinche raza policías son raza. Tienen a su mujer porque andan con Pancho, culeros. Están cuidando la comunidad, cuidan a su mujer porque yo voy a ser segundo que voy a cogerla.
Yeah, see, these guys are getting surrounded now.
No.
I don't know why they do that.
Son raza,
We're going to have to have somebody coming to rescue.
Yeah, they're going to have to get
Un
through
matón
that.
con esa pistola de
It's going to get
juguete.
dicey with that now.
Because they can't fall back because that's where they're getting stuff. Yeah, be ready to grab this tripod. Just hang out. I just want to stay frosty in case people start like running this way. Here comes Cowboy. Dog's like, get me. Dog's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Okay, what is this? Oh my God, it's a massive.
I think stuff's going down over there. like this. There ain't no cops here now. There's no cops, they all pull back.
They see us on the news. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line right up here. And then they stopped him right here. That's odd. Let's go check out the fucked up Subaru. See if that's really a camera guy's car. Nah, we're gonna get out of here real quick. Yeah, you're right. Let's get let's get back. Yeah, good point. Yeah. What do you think? You want to stick around, or you think we should take off?
That's your call.
Great. Yeah, we're over here. At least we got a way to get out. This way's pretty open.
That's Nikki.
Yeah.
What are telling you? What is Nancy's telling you guys?
Yeah, but right. That's just a case back.
Yeah, that's from that reporter.
It's from that phone that they broke.
Cracked it.
Who's that? Those kids that were fighting there.
Yeah, we're not gonna go down there anymore. Watch yourself.
Can I help you?
Those are a lot more squishy than that.
Oh, dude, you'd be surprised. When I used to be a car before I could ever allow those flash screen TVs, all the Section 8, white, black, have. It was probably about another year and a half before I was able to afford it.
Amazing. No, I'm not getting told anything. I haven't heard anything at least. See that mastiff down there? Like tripped someone over, the dog. Yeah, there's a mastiff over there. They look scared as shit. Like, I don't want to pick her. Last time.
A lot of work.
Nancy just sent something. Nikki, check your text. Nancy just sent a thing. I'd like to pull on these. The sun's going down and the cops are going back. Hear that, Nikki? I'd like to unless we're gonna, this sun's going down and the bad men are coming out. I think it would be a good idea to get out here, especially since that other reporter was attacked. We're the last group with the big camera. I don't think there's anything to be gained by sticking around. Are you talking to Nancy? Yeah, tell her this is getting real sketchy. Tell her one reporter's got attacked and chased off and smashed their phone. I think I'd love to pull out if we can.
We'll bring that back. I'll tell you now. Yes.
I get to feed it in too, right? If they want to use the center.
You want to come or
Yeah, I don't. All right, yeah, I don't. This is.
I don't think she expects us to stay the whole time.
Yeah, no, and this is starting to get. It's starting to get, more and more of the, just that street church kid. And the thing is, if somebody throws something at us and we go down, the rest of the ground pounds on us. Boy, check this dude out. So if you're cool, I feel like now's a good time to kind of get out of here. Yeah, you're fine with it. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I talked to a street vendor guy too. Because he was telling me too. It's starting to get sketchy. Yeah, but if he does, backpacks.
Heads up.
All right. Yeah, that's let's go. I'm calling it. Grab the sticks. Let's get.
Grabbing it?
Yeah. Yep. The dude spray paints real close to us. It's kind of like, yeah. See, that's what they do. They can kind of get to see what they get with. See all the little street urchin dudes here, our little beggar crew guys. Wow, they fucked up.
Evo Palestine?
Oh, there you go. The whole vehicle. Back here. Hey, come here. All right, we're out. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. I just don't want to get ran over from the back side. All right, let's go. People are getting pissed. Is everybody around us? We're not missing anybody, are we? There we go. Hold on. We're cool. Watch his back. Here, shove these in. Shove the legs in. There you go. You on the way back again, Nikki? All right, let's get the car going. You're fine, dude. Just shove it in. Just shove it in. It's cool. There we go. Close this up. All right. You know which side you're on. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You want me to take this off? Where's the cord going?
I got it.
Yeah. Unwrap around. Shove it. Yep, got it.
Good call.
Everybody in?
Clear.
Yep. Watch out, car.
Trunk is still open, my dude.
Yeah, put it in park.
You started moving. It's good. It's good.
It's good?
Yeah, it's because you started moving too soon.
You good, Nikki?
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Copy. Good job, guys.
Good call. Okay. I'm shutting camera down.
protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Scatter! Scatter! Go, 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 go! Let's go! Yeah, go. Hey, come on! Come on!
Peaceful civilian.
They're shit live on news. They're throwing shit at people that shouldn't be throwing shit on.
Yeah, they move that fast. Fuck y'all fool! Fuck you!
We're about to throw shit. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Across the street, maybe.
They gonna shoot that bitch over here, they gonna blow him.
Fuck that shit, they not talking about me.
Hell no, they're gonna start shooting, my nigga.
Okay, yeah.
Ó, sacou a água.
Last minute, the big boss is in the building, in the corner. You see, you take it. The people shoot it down in the building.
Ice out of LA! Ice out of LA!
They're trying to split us up. Come back with your hands up. Don't let them split us up. Show them that we're here peacefully. Come back with your hands up.
Anybody want food?
Show them you're not scared. Come back with your hands up. They're trying to split us up. They're trying to split us up. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. trying to go from behind. Stay here. I know a lot of people are waiting
Coming up. We're gonna come up right now.
If you want to protest in whatever way you want, I can't stop you. I'm not going to stop you. They're getting snatcher squads coming now. Up the street. Snatcher squads up the street. Snatcher squads up the street.
dirección 409 del Código Penal. Las siguientes rutas de dispersión están disponibles. Norte de la calle Temple. Tienen 5 minutos para dispersarse. 6:32 p.m. Tienen 5 minutos para dispersarse.
let you go. We're going to keep these live pictures up. Have a good night, sir.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for what you do.
All right, we thank retired Major General Randy Nano there for joining our coverage of this. We are going to get back out to Fox 11 in Los Angeles in just a moment. But you see this standoff here right now. And remember, reviewer discretion is advised. Many of these crowds have dispersed, and now it looks like these smaller group formations are somewhat squaring off against each other, much like we're watching right now. And so what, that's only about 7 law enforcement officials right there. Oh wow, look at that. Looks like a firework went off there. Skybox overhead, maybe zoom out so we get a better vantage point here. So remember, this is still outside the federal building in downtown Los Angeles. And it looks like, what is this? 7 on 2, 7 on 3. Okay, look, and you see there, they're throwing off some of these flashbangs and chemical irritants to disperse these 2 or 3. So you're watching right now these anti-ICE protesters, not many of them, square off with this group there on the elevated platform there outside the Roybal Federal Building in downtown Los Angeles. And so you see their HSI, that's Homeland Security Investigations. You also see police, presumably Los Angeles Police Department. You just heard there from Chief McDonald in that live press conference. So it's about 6:45 there in downtown Los Angeles. Right now, we do want to go out to our colleagues at Fox 11. They're going to round it out through the rest of the hour here with their coverage. Let's keep listening to them.
It was when we talked to you last. Kind of just a wait-and-see feeling here right now, Alex.
Break down the crowd if you can. And it's hard to tell this just from seeing what you're seeing in terms of who's out there as genuinely, I'm making my point about ICE and I've got a passionate perspective on this, and who's out there just to mess things up and, let's go.
Well, it's interesting, Alex, because I was trying to get a clear sense, too, of the demographics of these people who are coming out to protest and also the ones who cross the line and become lawbreakers. They are 2 distinct groups. But I would say, in general, the crowd is young. It is heavily minority, I would say. Latino, Black. I see some Anglos in the group, too. They tend to be young. But most of the group seems to be people of color. And some of them are law-abiding, and some of them are crossing the line, wanting to antagonize law enforcement. And that's when it escalates at that point. If something is thrown at one of these officers, they have the right to retaliate, and they're exercising that right. Now, just like Elliot is following that movement now, heading down Spring Street. And I think this is designed just to let people know, hey, we're here. You can peacefully demonstrate, but if you cross that line, there's a price to pay for it. So that's what we're witnessing right now. I don't hear anybody screaming or yelling. It's really kind of calm. A lot of people think I think, came to just check out the scene. I mean, downtown LA, you can get here on public transportation. You can walk on foot. There are a lot of ways to get here. And some people, I think, view it as a happening, and they want to be part of it. I don't even know how invested they are in the cause on one side or the other. I think they just want to see what's going on.
So many instances, even on the freeway sometimes when there's a crash, people slow down because they just want to see what's happening, and there's a human instinct. Not that I'm comparing this to a crash, but I'm just saying that there's a human instinct sometimes to see what's happening as well. All right, Laura, thank you for that. We have spent so much time focused on downtown Los Angeles, but there are other communities in Southern California where there have been protests, including in Santa Ana. Let's show you some of this. where protesters attacked a vehicle and blocked the pathway of immigration vehicles. This was Lou Correa was there, and he landed from Washington. Democratic congressman says he was shocked to hear of ICE raids being conducted across Orange County. He issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "Yesterday everything was good and boring in Santa Ana. Everyone's going to church and going to the grocery store. It's a beautiful day. This is inciting fear in our community." So you see some of that there, this effort to stop the folks at the detention center, and it got a little chaotic there. A smaller crowd than what we've seen in downtown Los Angeles, but still people out there having their say, and we see law enforcement there trying to protect the property as well. So it's it's not just focused. It was interesting. Mayor Bass also suggested that there is National Guard folks in Westwood tonight as well. So look at this. This was some video from earlier that was pretty startling to me. And you see this. These are boxes of masks being handed out, and a lot of folks seeming to just grab them like candy. These look like they are bionic face shields, which, if we looked at their website, is basically recommended for machinists and auto body shops as a way to protect one's face. I don't think we expect to have a lot of cars coming in for repair work tonight. So that sort of seemed like the thing that you would have as a precaution if you were planning to or getting ready to potentially have some sort of conflict with law enforcement. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, and something like that isn't needed, as we see this particular crowd on the move, some of them holding Mexican flags, many of them covering their faces as they're on the move. We want to get an update now about the Waymo vehicles that we saw. And Waymo service was suspended in downtown LA. They're not driving in downtown LA after those cars were torched. And look at this picture from Skyfox. Now, that was the image over the weekend. Essentially what happened is people requested the cars. Remember, these are self-driving cars, so there's no driver there to know I'm going into a trap. And all these cars came the computer thinking they're going to pick somebody up, and instead they were torched. And as you know, when you have an electric vehicle, the lithium-ion batteries are especially flammable, and those flames are hard to put out, and so they basically had to let these things burn in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, which became a picture that was used all over the world as sort of the image of what's been happening in downtown. This is what was left of those vehicles, literally a pile of just total destruction. And they're cleaning that up today. But if you want to have a Waymo in downtown, it's not going to happen, at least for the foreseeable future, as an understandable precaution for that company. Back live now. It looks like we are, I think, near the Federal Building, and you see a police line there. And it has been interesting watching the police in action over the last hour. It's been clear part of their strategy has been to separate out these protest groups into smaller groups, which are easier to control, and then to get these folks moving away from some of the targets that they're especially want to protect. Get them moving away from the freeway, away from some of these federal buildings, and it seems to be working. And the crowd does not have as much power when it is smaller. And when you have more law enforcement, obviously, than you have members of the crowd, it's much easier to control them. So you see pretty effective techniques that the LAPD has been using in this part of town for decades, now being put into place in the streets of downtown Los Angeles. And this is not the kind of thing that the National Guard or the Marines would be expected to do in the streets. And we'll see. So far we have not seen We've seen some people look like preparing for conflict. We've seen some people throw some rocks and bottles and glass and all the rest of it. But we have not seen this sort of widespread chaos and fires and just total, complete sort of anarchy kind of pictures that we saw over the weekend, at least not yet. And so maybe as the sun goes down, this particular protest might die out a bit and people head home and we don't have all of that chaos tonight. Let's hope so. It's obviously important for people to be able to be protected when they are expressing their First Amendment rights, but if they do commit crimes, it's also important for criminals to be held accountable, and that includes being arrested and being prosecuted. Not only to be put to justice, but as a sign to everybody else that sort of behavior is not okay. So as we walk through the streets of downtown LA, we appreciate our camera guy getting his 10,000 steps and then some as he walks with these demonstrators, these protesters, who this group has been largely peaceful that we've been seeing. So we've also had a kind of a crazy day in terms of a back and forth between President Trump and Governor Newsom. We talked about that some with Kevin Kiley, who obviously is well known as one of Governor Newsom's most dramatic critics. But it's been interesting today because Governor Newsom last night suggested that he could be arrested by Tom Homan, who is leading a lot of the president's immigration efforts. He suggested that would be fine by him, essentially. And so there's been a back and forth today and tonight. And I don't know if we have any of that we could play and give you a sense of that. Here's some of that.
What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
A crime has he committed?
Yeah, to warrant his arrest, as you
I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job.
So that was President Trump earlier today. This is Governor Newsom video of him talking about the Emergency Operations Center. And he has said that President Trump is a liar, and he's also enjoying this conflict, that the conflict is good politics for him. Here's some of what he told me.
Not for peacemaking. He's here for war. He wants a civil war on the streets of America, not just here. He's testing the boundaries by nationalizing the federal guard. His own great.
What do you make of the fact that he says, you want a civil war on the streets of America?
No, it's just the opposite. I don't want a civil war. A civil war would happen if you left it to people like him. And I liked him. You know, I always got along with him. Never had a problem with him. But he's grossly incompetent.
Well, we appreciate Peter Ducey clearly watching our interview from last night. So there's a response from President Trump to our interview here on Fox 11. And it's interesting the fact that the two of them have gotten along pretty well behind the scenes for many years. They got along well on COVID relief. They got along well on the fire recovery here in Southern California this year. Both of them complimenting each other. The governor saying that the president was instrumental in the Army Corps of Engineers being ahead of schedule. And so you see this conflict. But the fact that the president said, I always liked him, may give you an indication that some of this is a little performative for both of them, and that actually would be a good thing for the state and for the country if the two of them actually don't want to go to civil war. Tom Homan, who is leading this immigration effort for the president, who's been here in Southern California the last few days, who's the one who suggested that Gavin Newsom might need to be arrested. He was on with Jesse Waters on the Fox News channel. Here's some of what he said tonight.
Well, what would you arrest him for?
Well, look, I was interviewed by an embassy reporter. He asked me about the protesters. So look, they got the right to protest, but they can't cross that line. They can't impede our enforcement efforts. They can't put hands on our officers. They can't knowingly harbor and conceal illegal aliens from us. I said, so if they cross that line, they're going to be prosecuted. And the question was, well, how about Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom? What if they cross that line? I says, they'll be prosecuted too. Haven't they said for the last 4 years, no one's above the law? They cross the line, we'll see prosecution. You and I would be held accountable. They prosecuted President Trump. No one's above the law. That's what they said. Either is the Governor Newsom. If he crosses that line, we'll simply ask the Attorney General to seek prosecution. It wasn't a threat. No one threatened to arrest him. But if he crosses that line and commits a crime, he's no better than anybody else. We'll seek prosecution.
Saying that if the governor commits a crime in terms of impeding an investigation, which is what, by the way, they say to David Huerta, the head of the SEIU, they say he did that. Obviously, he's going to fight that in court and expects to be cleared. That's the suggestion. So it's not that they're not accusing Governor Newsom of having done that. So I wouldn't expect an imminent arrest coming. And by the way, Governor Newsom, in our interview yesterday, made very clear that he believes that anybody who commits illegal acts, including messing with police officers, they should be prosecuted and sent to jail. Let's go back now to Laura Diaz, our reporter on the ground. And it feels like the temperature's a bit cooler at this point, Laura. And it seems like part of the reason of that is because the LAPD has separated the crowd a bit.
It was actually the Sheriff's Department earlier. I'm going to take this out of my ear because I'm getting feedback. It was the Sheriff's Department earlier that told the crowd to disperse. And in the process of doing that, people did start to move back. The thing is, if they're ordered to disperse and then they act on it, then they're not breaking any laws. And, you know, my detail here, our security detail, pointed out to me that this all seems to be very well orchestrated. So people know that if they move and they just go a couple of blocks over, they're now not violating any laws. So that's what you're seeing now is this group on the move as they head from Broadway, headed now towards the freeway. And as long as they're moving, they're not in violation of that order to disperse. So it's all been quite interesting. A lot of the signs that we're seeing, you were asking me earlier about the group. The signs that we're seeing, they seem to be heavily manufactured, as though someone paid money to create the sign. It's not like I would go into the kitchen and scrawl a sign. It's you know, it's better put together than that. So it's kind of an interesting point about who may have paid for that. And also we see shirts too that are somebody spent some money on. So that's the scene right here across from the Hall of Justice. We'll continue to update you from downtown Los Angeles. Laura Diaz reporting live. Sending it back to you, Alex.
Laura Diaz, thank you so much. And it is, when we saw those masks that were being handed out, it's clear somebody's paying for that too. So there is a bit of organization on this. And by the way, before we go, we want to show this. Do we have this image from Matthew Seedorf? Okay. We've just, if you check out Matthew Seedorf's social media, the rock thrower from Saturday's violent crash in Paramount has been identified. We'll have more on that later on tonight. We are going to pause our coverage for now. If anything major happens, we will jump back on the air. A reminder that we have news now on Channel 13 every night from 8 to 10 p.m. And then we are back here on Fox 11 every night at 10 p.m. But again, if anything super dramatic happens, we'll jump back here on Fox 11 in the meantime. Thank you for watching our continuous coverage here.
All right, we're going to step out of Fox 11 in Los Angeles back here, and you've been watching it on live now from Fox. All of these incredible live pictures, live scenes there in downtown Los Angeles. We still have them overhead, courtesy of Skyfox. Take a look at that. So in the meantime, it's 7 o'clock here on the West Coast, 10 o'clock there on the East Coast. Let's get you up to speed right now. Our colleague, Fox News' Connor Hansen, filed this report on these anti-ICE demonstrations now on night 4. Let's watch.
After demonstrations in Los Angeles turned violent over the weekend, protesters returned for a 4th straight day. Military vehicles could be seen around government buildings with thousands of National Guardsmen mobilized. And now 700 U.S. Marines will be deployed as well. U.S. Northern Command says they're trained in de-escalation and crowd control.
Trump and Hegseth jumped from 0 to 60. They threw caution to the wind and sidelined strategy in an unnecessary and inflammatory escalation that only further spurred unrest.
California is suing the Trump administration, saying Governor Gavin Newsom never requested the troops.
Cars burning all over the place, people rioting, and by the way, we stopped it. We were able to make it much better.
Now protests against ICE are popping up in other major cities like Boston and New York.
I understand that some New Yorkers may be angry, afraid, and ready to express that. New York City will always be a place to peacefully protest, but we will not allow violence and lawlessness.
But ICE says it will continue to carry out raids despite the unrest.
There is no excuse for these individuals to be out here, the illegal aliens out on the street, the people that are preventing us from going out and making these arrests.
Governor Newsom announced he's bringing in 800 more state and local officers. He and President Trump are now trading the blame for who is responsible for the unrest. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Connor, thanks so much. In the meantime here, let's bring in more expert analysis and commentary. We're going to be joined right now by former DHS official, now at Heritage Foundation, Laura Reese. She joins me. Laura, thanks for being with us here. I know you've been watching all this extremely closely over the weekend. We're going to keep our live pictures there up on the screen, still unfolding in downtown Los Angeles, and you can see a lot of flashbangs, a lot of chemical irritants continue to be thrown. You see that line of police officers moving down the street there in downtown. My first question to you, Laura, is this. Was it premature of President Trump to federalize the National Guard, seeing what we're seeing now, and yes, over the weekend, or was it the right move in your view?
It was the right move. I mean, we lived through this in 2020, the summer of love and endless riots in Portland and Minneapolis and elsewhere throughout the country. Americans don't want to repeat that. And so it was right for Trump to call up the National Guard, because clearly Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom had no interest. They had a hands-off approach. The state and local police weren't showing up. And so, Trump took it into his hands to protect American citizens and his agents.
So obviously we have seen those state and local law enforcement show up throughout the course of the weekend here. We also we're learning as well that around 500 to 700 Marines from Camp Pendleton there in 29 Palms have been deployed there. And so we're hearing from Los Angeles officials that could create confusion, the jurisdiction, the orders here, getting on the same page. Do you see that scenario playing out where it could inflame tensions even further?
No, that sounds like an excuse by the left. Look, this isn't the first scenario where this has happened, but clearly after 3 nights and pinning agents under the bridge, inside buildings, we need more help to get the upper hand and to quell these riots and to prevent the spread to other cities and more damage and more destruction. The left seems intent on continuing this until someone is hurt, hopefully not an ICE agent, but when the left has demonized ICE, then that seems that they're comfortable with that scenario. And so this all needs to be prevented.
So I want to talk about the ICE raids in particular, because that is what touched all of this off on Friday. Federal ICE agents were conducting raids at various locations around Los Angeles. And we just heard from Mayor Bass in a press conference. She says this: stop the raids. Don't do any more raids, and then you wouldn't have these protests. She said everything was fine on Thursday night, and then it escalated. We also saw the arrest of one of the region's key labor leaders, David Huerta. He's now been released on bond here. Your response to Mayor Bass, she says, just stop the raids, and all this will go away.
Well, of course she does, and everything wasn't fine. I mean, we had 11 million to 20 million illegal aliens in this country before Joe Biden, and he added at least another 11 million. Americans voted against it in November and support mass deportations. The left worked very hard and very efficiently to bring in those 11 million the last 4 years, and now they will say and do anything to keep them from being deported. So no, I'm not surprised that that's what she would say.
Okay, I want to talk about how ICE conducts these raids. And I know you have some experience having been at DHS you know how this all goes. Mayor Bass says they show up completely unannounced and then they detain people. She says there are instances, and there have been reports of this online, where those who are undocumented, who go in to check in with ICE to, update their status, so to speak, that on those very appointments and appearances, then they are detained here. Is that true? Is that how ICE operates? How do they?
Well, I mean, ICE can encounter an alien a number of ways, whether it is regular check-ins. But keep in mind, if an alien has to regularly check in with ICE, it's because the alien is deportable. And so ICE has the right to then pursue deportation proceedings. In some instances, ICE is changing the type of deportation proceedings that the Immigration Act allows for.
Okay, just want to interrupt here. Just want to interrupt here what we're watching right now. We're watching some of these law enforcement essentially tackle and take down some of these demonstrators, some of these now suspects who will be taken into custody. So that was quite dramatic. You see there, they are putting him in handcuffs, it looks like. And you see there, earlier, maybe they recognized this protester in the yellow sweatshirt, the yellow hoodie, alongside some of these other individuals. Were throwing projectiles, were taunting law enforcement, and it now looks like law enforcement has taken them under control here. I didn't mean to interrupt, but we had to note that, we had to acknowledge that. Continue though, Laura.
So I was saying there's two types of immigration proceedings that ICE can use. The slower, regular, what's called Section 240 proceedings, and that's what the Biden administration chose to use because it is slow and allows aliens to live here longer. Or ICE can use expedited removal proceedings if the situation warrants, if the alien's been here less than 2 years. And so in some of these cases, ICE is now switching from the slower process to the expedited removal process. That's perfectly within ICE's prerogative to do so. And an alien still in that situation has the ability to claim fear and to see an asylum officer and then even to appeal that decision to an immigration judge. So there is due process built in, but the left will never tell you that latter part.
Okay, I want to talk about